I truly believe that social media has really warped the brains of a lot of people. They have this false sense of idea of like what life is supposed to be like. The fact that you can see the world from the palm of your hands has given a lot of people this false reality. Like think about it. She says that we live in a society that where we're forced to work. Now, last time I checked, that's just called life, right? It doesn't matter where, if you're in the United States, it doesn't matter if you're in China, Russia, India, Africa, South America, it doesn't really matter where you are. You have to work, right? Especially if you want the things that you want in life, right? Whether you're trying to put food on food in your belly, food on the table, clothes on your back, a roof over your head, you have to work in order to get these things. So it's not like something that if you want to survive, this is what you have to do. Right, that's just you're working to live, and I know a lot of people, especially today's youth, is like I don't want to have to work to live. I just want to be able to have fun. Well, that's just not life. And social media has really put this thing in their head where I should be enjoying this stuff. Like what I was put on this earth to enjoy these things, and for most people don't even get to enjoy the world, right? Because it costs money to do that, right? It's a privilege if you have that, like she talked about. If you're rich, you have rich parents, but most people don't have that life, right? It's a luxury. Okay, but to say that we're forced to we live in a society where we're forced to work is just not dealing with reality, because in order to get the things that you want in life, in order to survive, you have to work, and it doesn't matter what type of society you're in, you have to work. Okay.
And I'm someone who will only do things that they want. Like if I don't want to do something, I won't do it. I will follow my heart, and I will just do what I want to do. I don't want to go to college. I don't want to go study. I don't want to work. We live in a society where it's not normal. It's not normalized to say that.
That's very normal. Like if you don't want to go to college, that's fine. Like a lot of people are starting to realize that college is a scam, right? It's just like it's like you don't, in order to be successful, you don't really need to go to college. However, when you hear the way she talks, like she doesn't want to work, she doesn't want to study, she doesn't want to go to college. A person listening to that is going to be like, okay, then what the hell do you want to do? Like you sound like a lazy person. It's like, what do you want to do? And it's just people questions like, I'm not really sure. Like, if you don't want to go to college, maybe you want to do your own thing, but like you need to do something. It's like you don't want to work, don't want to go to school, study. People start to question like your purpose. Like, how do you want to contribute to society? And that's where people have where questions start to come up.
So that's why I never say it to anyone. If someone says like, what do you want to be in the future? I just say something random, because in reality, I want to be a princess. And
there you go. Like she wants to be a princess, not dealing with reality. Like being a princess is not a reality. Okay. So when people hear, and I can see why you don't tell people these things, because then people are going to say, yeah, you sound crazy. Like you want to be a princess, like come back to earth. Like this is not the way the world works. So
I will refuse to live my life in regrets and not enjoy my life, because what do you mean we have to work and we can't? Like I believe we have free will and freedom, and I think that we should just be able to say like, I don't want to work. And I know it doesn't work that way. And people always tell me this, but I just think that if you really don't want to do it, then why should you do it? And if I were to work, I want a job that I enjoy. But I currently I can't think of any job that I would enjoy except like acting and modeling. But everyone tells me it's not realistic. And I hate that. Like, why can't I just live my life how I want it to without...
Because that's not the way the world works, right? So she talks about how, she can't find a job that would make her happy. And this is the thing I think a lot of people don't understand. It'd be nice if you had a job that made you happy, that you liked, where if you went to work and didn't feel like work. But you have to understand that you go to work because it's a duty. You have a responsibility. You don't go to work because you like it, right? And I think, and that's the thing, like, especially the difference between man and woman, right? Like men understand, like we don't go to work because we do it because it makes us happy. If you have a family, then you have a family that you have to support, even if you don't like the job that you're working. You don't get a job because you like it. You get a job because, hey, you know what? I got to pay bills and have a responsibility to provide. Okay, and I have to do this because I also want to be a productive member of society. And I know for a lot of women, they want to find a job that makes that where they have purpose and it makes them happy and they get fulfillment out of it. But I think you need to come to reality that that's just not job. You're working for someone else. You're working, you're fulfilling someone else's dream. And that's what it is. It's like, unless you're doing something for yourself, it's really hard to find a job where you're truly happy with and make really good money. Okay. And I think for a lot, and for her to have that mindset, it's going to be hard for her to want to find something or be able to find a job that's going to make her happy. Because like she said, she wants to be an actress or a model. Well, these are two things that are very difficult to get in. And you have to really deal with a lot of pain because getting in those industries is not easy. Okay. So I think, this idea that, she seems like a person that wants to have it all. And obviously life doesn't care what you want. Life is life, and it's very difficult, and you have to figure out how to maneuver through that life because there's a lot of obstacles that you have to figure out how to get around. So she's gonna have to learn that reality quick,
About me being forced to do something I don't want to do. And my family says like, oh, you have to make money, and like that's not realistic if you want to be an actress. Okay, so I'm just supposed to not follow my dreams because money is so important in this society. I don't see myself behind a desk. I simply want to, live in peace and go on vacation whenever I want, take a break, and just being able to do the things I want and enjoy life without having to work because I don't like it. And that's why I actually want to become an influencer because that's like, you can make money without working. I mean, it's still work, don't get me wrong. But it's different, it's something that I enjoy. So help a girl out and follow me so that I don't have to work. Thank you. But no, in all seriousness, like I just don't believe humans are made for work and like sitting behind a desk all day and staring at a screen. I believe that we are made to see the world, discover places, and travel and have fun and love and just be full of happiness and kindness. I just genuinely don't see the point in doing things you don't want. Like, why are we even alive if you're doing, like, what's the point of living if you just do your life, if you live your life for other people and just do what is forced on you and what is normalized in society? Just don't think that's what we're made for, to be honest.
But that kind of mindset is going to be, it's going to be kind of hard to traverse through this world because, man, the reality doesn't care what you want to do. All right, life does not care about what you want to do, what you want. It doesn't care, right? Life is something that it's unpredictable, and you have to figure it out. And if you want to create this life for you where you want to travel, you want to be able to do what you want, then guess what? You're gonna have to put in work. And she talks about, and that point where she says, this whole social, she wants to be an influencer and everything, which is, if you ask for a lot of young people what they want to do, like as a profession, they'll tell you they want to be an influencer, right? And the fact that she said, help her sister out, and so she doesn't have to work, it's a very selfish mindset. And what I've learned about, especially with this, content creation, and and also like trying to build wealth, make money. People don't care about your dreams. People don't care about what you want. Like you guys don't care what I want in life. It's more so about like, how do I bring value to the people that are watching, right? You have to have the mindset like, how do I bring value to those that are watching what I have to say, right? Because like I said, they don't care about what you want. They don't care about your dreams, what you want to do. You want to get a nice house. You want to try. No one cares. People care about what value can you bring to them. And then unless she changes that mindset, it's going to be hard for her to grow and find success in this whole content creation space, because you have to bring value to the person. It has to be less about you and more about them. And like I said, and I understand it when it comes to, maybe you don't want to work behind a desk, but you have to put in a lot of work. You have to put in a lot of work. It takes a lot. If you're going to do something, you're going to start your own business. That takes a lot of work, and that's a lot of work where you don't get paid. Are you ready to handle that? Okay. And you say we're put on this earth. We're meant to, travel the world. Most people in this world don't really get that opportunity, right? We're supposed to, get married, raise children, right? And we're supposed to find a way to be productive members in our community. right? That's where a lot of people find happiness. And if you're able to travel, which I think, traveling the world is a good thing, right? It's like I said, it's a luxury, right? It's a privilege that, some people get to have, and maybe, and it's a privilege that you wish a lot of people get to experience, but some people don't. And so it's hard to say that that's what we're meant to do, because most people throughout history didn't really get to travel the world. And you have to find your purpose, and that's for a lot of people, figuring out whether it's, finding a spouse, raising children, building that community of family, and being around people that, you care about. And, and I think for a lot of people, that's what a lot of people are missing. And, this is something that just finding that this whole level of happiness and finding out what makes you happy, especially for men and women, because, men and women, find happiness in different things, right? Like men find happiness in being able to provide for a family, right? Being purposeful, going out to work and providing for a family. A woman probably finds purpose, happiness in, being able to take care of the children, making sure that, their spouse, their husband's needs are met. And that, I think for a lot of people that, for a lot of people that are struggling, they're missing these things. So, like I said, social media has a lot of people, when it comes to what their perception of what happiness is and what their purpose in life should be, is very just messed up, because social media tells you, the traveling, the luxury lifestyle, this is what I should be doing. In reality, that's just not real, right? Most people aren't living that life. But that's the struggle for a lot of people, especially when it comes to social media. That's something you have to learn how to balance and maneuver through. So those are my thoughts. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share. And if you haven't done so, then make sure you subscribe. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.